A stranded man in the desert, thirsting for water, is no different from Bloodborne fans looking for worthwhile Bloodborne content. These aren't very easy to come by nowadays. So when I see a channel uploading fun facts about my favorite game of all time, I start salivating like a conditioned dog who drools at the ring of a bell. This channel's name is Zivoke, a prominent Souls profile who's managed to climb all the way up to a jolly community of 100k subs. I gotta tell you, that's no easy feature. Before the algorithm blessed me with his shorts, which is what we've come to analyze today, I had already watched some of his long-form content, and to be honest, they are very high quality. This was one of those channels that never made me think twice about why do they have such a high subscriber count, because the effort was there. Until he decided to throw it all out the boards and start creating shorts with fake information because the scripts are AI generated. That is a hot accusation, I know, but there is no other way someone can say this.
Henrik in Cathedral Ward drops Father Gascoigne's full armor set when killed. This confirms they were hunting partners since Henrik came to Yharnam to investigate Gascoigne's disappearance.
Ladies and gentlemen, obtaining Gascoigne's set is one of the easiest features to pull off in this game. It isn't easy per se, it requires you to beat Gascoigne himself, who's the culprit of eliminating around half of the players who decide to try this game. But still, we are Soulsborne YouTubers, am I right? Surely we're hardcore enough to beat this game's tutorial boss. In no way am I saying that he's an easy boss in your first playthrough. Actually, I did drop the game myself because of him and Jura back in 2017, because the combat just didn't click at that moment. But there's no way in hell I would start creating Bloodborne content if I don't even know about some of its most basic features. Henrik is part of Eileen's quest, and what he does besides being an absolute tank is drop the air rune, which grants you more blood echoes from visceral attacks. He's not wrong about the hunting partners connection they have, but the fact that he got this right doesn't work well in his favor, because how could you know about something more cryptic such as the connection between these two, but not something as obvious as Gascoigne's set being unlocked in the Insight Bath after you defeat him? Let's continue with the tomfoolery.
Moon Presence's Gaze of the Moon drops you to 1 HP, but the boss is exhausted for 5 to 6 seconds.
Thank you for this eye-opening information, my friend. No pun intended. It's not like Rally is a core mechanic in this game that incites players to be aggressive to recover the health they lost. To be fair, I still remember that the first time I got hit by this attack, I started healing out of pure panic. But then I noticed that the Moon Presence stayed stunned for a few seconds, and it was at this moment Walter White turns into Heisenberg. Definitely a character-changing experience. Jokes aside, I don't get the point of including this as a fun fact slash curiosity. I'm positive 99% of the people who plays this game knew that when the Moon Presence did this, it was time to mash R1. The other 1% is Kaisenat and the like. So, now that you've turned a popular boss attack into a fun fact, what's next? Tools cost Quicksilver bullets, mayhaps?
The Old Hunter Bone gives dodge rolls a misty teleport effect and reduces recovery, lasting 16 seconds for 4 Quicksilver bullets, meaning opponents can't track the movement, making it one of the best PvP tools.
Shit, I'll be damned. We really are explaining basic game mechanics now, aren't we? Well, at least he's not lying, so it could be worse.
Winter Lanterns can build your frenzy meter through walls if you're close enough. Proximity matters more than line of sight, making the area before Murgo's Loft especially dangerous.
Yep, it got worse. No, the Winter Lanterns cannot see you through walls. There is a clear line of sight there through which she's seeing you. That's why at the beginning of this level, when the Brain of Menses hasn't been dropped yet, the developers put walls in between his glow and the player, so you can see that the frenzy meter cannot be procced through walls. That would be a bit broken, wouldn't it? Especially in that bridge where you're encouraged to use walls to protect yourself from the death trap that is to fight multiple Winter Lanterns at the same time. So far, all these shorts tell me is, tell me you've never played Bloodborne without telling me you've never played Bloodborne. The saddest thing is that he has in fact played Bloodborne, so is it the laziness of even checking what the AI Slop has written for your 30-second short? I mean, come on, brother, it's a short! Can't you double or even triple check to see if you got all your facts right?
A repeating pistol with 50 blood tinge and a strong gem deals almost the same damage per shot as a fully upgraded cannon. The cannon costs 10 bullets per shot, the repeating pistol costs 1, so you're hitting nearly as hard for a tenth of the ammo.
At this point, it's gotta be rage baiting, I guess, because there's no way a Soulsborne YouTuber can get so many facts wrong. These are not even fun facts anymore, it's just disgraceful fact. The repeating pistol does not cost 1 quicksilver bullet per shot. Are you making a video about it without even having used it?
During Rom the Vacuous Spider's boss fight, the music box can distract her. The song it plays is Lullaby for Murgo, which ties directly to her arcane connection.
The music box cannot distract Rom. This man is like a magician, but instead of pulling bunnies out of his hat, he pulls fake facts out of his ass. There's not a single original interaction between Rom and the music box. You gotta love how he says, which ties directly to her arcane connection. This is a nothing burger, my man. You're not Vatividia. You're just reading senseless AI slop. We're all humans. We all make mistakes. I'm sure that if a YouTuber gets a piece of information wrong, the community would understand that no one's perfect. Keep in mind that these things can happen, especially with Fromsoftware games, because they are incredibly deep gameplay and lore-wise. What amazes me is the laziness. I am really not sure what could have made him think all this fake information was worthy of a video. Like, have you never truly played through the game and just browsed the net for information on Reddit and Fextralife? I've checked different AI pages like ChatGPT and Gemini, and even them know that Gascoigne's set is purchasable through the Messenger's bath, and that there is no connection between the music box and Rom, so I'm clueless. It's kind of sad because there are actually a few facts that I did not know about Bloodborne, like, I feel dumb but I never realized that Gascoigne breaks the game rules by using his gun even though his axe is in the two-handed form.
Father Gascoigne fires his hunter pistol while his hunter axe is in two-handed form. The player cannot do this themselves, since firing a left-hand weapon normally locks you out during the transformation.
But then, this insightful information is followed by crap such as this.
The throwing pebble pulls a single enemy out of a group without alerting the others. It's one of the most reliable aggro tools and costs almost nothing.
And I'm left like, is he just making things up on the go? Either way, it shows how little he cares about the game and the community, and is just trying to ride on the popularity that other channels like Bird have generated through these fun fact videos. Well, that's all for today. Let's hope he stops uploading garbage. Be seeing you.